Hey! Oh, I'm naked. Ooh. Zip that up. Ooh. Showing my floppies. My floppies. Okay. I look like a mess today only because I feel like a mess today. Just so we're all clear on that. I woke up and I just felt so incredibly tired. I just was so... So I went back to sleep. I think it's just a little leftover from the... Oh, that's too chaotic. I think it's just a leftover from the other stuff. From this weekend, I got a cold and was kind of, just didn't feel well, and so I slept through Sunday, and then Monday I felt better, and Tuesday I felt better, and then today I just crashed again. But I didn't feel sick. I was just redonkulously tired. Just, like I hadn't slept in 2 or 3 days, kind of tired. So I slept. Anyway, I think we're just ready to go ahead and get to it. So let's go ahead and get to it. See, the thing is, when you're on the YouTubes, no one notices that your hair's a little messed up, that it's not as prim as it normally is. I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of hard to miss. But then I notice, and then I'm self-conscious about it, right? But I see this all the time. YouTubers are like, oh, sorry, I got my hair messed up today. I'm like, dude, I wasn't paying attention to your hair. Show me the fish. So anyway, but yeah, what we're gonna do is a few things. One, I'm gonna rerun this Dashmate thing, and we're gonna have a little clip. It's gonna be right here at the beginning. I mean, not really a clip as much as a link, but it's gonna be right here at the beginning, and we're gonna be able to link to me running through the Dashmate stuff. I'm gonna set up a brand new container for this. I'm just gonna blow away the old one. I'm gonna blow it away right now. Well, actually, first I'm gonna copy over some documentation, maybe. Actually, I don't think I need to, because I think that everything that I needed from this, I think has already been copied over. Because all I needed was... What the letter L is this? Oh, right. Okay, I know what that is. Okay, so the only thing I needed from this was the setup, and then maybe the Docker purge all, or the disable Docker. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Okay, other notes to disable Docker for so that the rootless can be used. Okay, so Docker is a great and terrible thing. I really wish that people would just switch over to LXC and just use LXC directly and not have all the Docker. Okay, but anyway, we're just going to blow it away. Say, bye-bye, au revoir. All right, here we go. I'm not even going to shut it down. Actually, I think I have to shut it down to delete it, but I'm going to try to delete it without shutting it down. Remove. Destroy. Remove. Oh, is it? Oh, it's actually running. It's running. Nope. No, it's not running. But it's because I'm looking at a screen where I was logged in yesterday. I'm not logged in yet today. Okay, I'm not showing this screen because reasons. Okay, so deal with it. All right, everybody good on that? Good. Yeah, it's not going to let me remove it because I have to stop it first. Okay, stop. Are you sure you want to stop it? Yes, boom. Got logged out there. Now I can go to more. Let's see. Stop. Shut down. Okay, now I can go to more. I can go to remove. I can type in the ID. And I can destroy it and blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. So that's done. And so now that that one's destroyed, I can go ahead and create it again. So let's do that. There we go. So we're just going to go back into B&A. And then this one, we're going to create the same thing. And we should end up with the same IP address. So it's going to be similar characteristics. But this time we are not going to set up the user, or we're going to be a little simpler on the Docker install, I think. Let's see, Docker install. How to install Docker. I just want the bare bones. Binaries. There we go. Install daemon and client libraries on. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, IP tables. Ugh. Okay, so here's Docker. I'm actually going to put up a request on this for Webby. Do we not have one for Docker already? Okay. Actually, no, never mind. All right, so rather than use the script that's no longer supported, we'll just install it the old-fashioned way, right? And when we try to SSH into this, of course it's going to say, offending key has changed. Yes, that's because the offending key has changed, and it is an offensive key, and we are changing it because we're offended. Ah, crap. There we go. Okay, so here we are. And what do we have? Okay, that thing. Right. Okay, and then what's the latest version? Rootless extras. We're not going to deal with the rootless extras today. Oh, hold on. Sudo apt install -y screen curl vim xzzip all sorts of stuff. Well, let's see. What else? What else we need? I like to have htop, but we're probably not going to use that. wget. I think that's already on there. There we go. Oh, xzutils, of course. Because we couldn't just call it xz. We had to reserve that for nothing. Okay. Okay. Oh. False! And they didn't even use the correct... This should have a -rp on there. Or RRP? RPP? I need to do something for myself real quick. I need to look up the POSIX CP real quick. And make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, -RPP. Okay, -R is... Okay, R give this is kind of a double negative, but what it's saying is -R copies it exactly. All right. Not follow symbolic links. Okay. All right. Copy the symbolic link as a source file. Yeah, so RP and then P, lowercase p. Duplicate. RPP. That's right. Okay. So I'm just going to do this right quick. Alias man, CPA, alias CPA equals CP-RPP. That way I know, and I don't have to guess anymore, or double check this to make sure I got it right. Now I've got it as an alias. Now I'll have that to have and to hold and cherish forever and ever. All right, so that's what that should be. That actually weirds me out that they don't know. Well, I guess. I don't know. Docker run hello world. That seems a lot simpler. Programming languages inside of programming languages. Ah! There's got to be a better way. I don't believe in awk. Okay. That was interesting. It gave me the ability to cut something that's read-only. So basically, it looks like it's matching everywhere where this is equal to 1. Which I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. Okay. Okay, C groups. Alright, I'm not sure what to make of that. "64-bit installation, 3.10 higher of the kernel." I don't know if we have that. That may be a problem for us. Okay, it looks like it's 5.15. So that should be good. Okay. IP tables. Let's make sure IP tables is installed. 1.8. Get. Yep. Oh, we forgot to do... How could we? Exutils. I don't know if that actually matters. It's 4.9. Properly mounted. I don't know what that means. Okay, well, we'll check that out if we have a problem. Daemon user namespace option. Okay, I think that this is stuff that's just turned on by default. Okay, so we're going to try this out. It seems simple enough. Oh, oops. I don't know why I got that, but I decided to get it. Okay, and what was that one that they recommended? Get.docker.com or something like that? Yeah, that's right here. Is that not what I... Oh, get.docker.sh. Okay. All right. All right, got a child in the background here on the baby monitor. I have to turn that off. You know. But mommy's there. So. Okay. Oh, interesting. So what is it used by default? Okay. Download.docker.com. I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. I'm guessing that these have been modified in some particular way for the requirements of that dictatorial regime. Actually, I don't really understand all the intricacies of that. So whatever. Anyway, just kind of looking through. Is Darwin? Get distribution. Etsy OS release, huh? Is that a thing? I'm not familiar with Etsy OS release. There we go. Let's do our Docker install. Oh, and I was going to check out that OS release thing. There we go. Whoops. All right. Right, there we go there. Let's see, what was the payload in there? These are all executable files? Okay. Okay. $2016. And then what do we need to do here? All right. Oh, and then we actually do need to put the path in here. Nope, no, that's in the path. All right, cool. So let's see if this works. This should give us Docker, and that just seems too simple. I'm okay. Export path equals like so, like that. Let me go fix that. Oh, whoops. There we go. And then run this again. Okay, there it is. So that seems overly simplified. Oh, and then what was that OS release? Okay, cool. So rather than use the old install file here at git.docker.com that is supposedly no longer supported, or at least I can't find any official Docker reference to it, we're just going to download the right thing. And it looks like, I don't know, there's a bunch of extras here maybe? Oh, sorry, DJ, what's up? I didn't see you there. I had another window in front of the chat screen for a second. For more than a second, for at least a couple minutes. Hello! How you doing? I'm gonna get rid of that one for the moment. That was the one that was in front of the chat screen. Let me see if there's any of the other ones here in front of the chat screen. That one's in front of the chat screen. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah, I just had a couple of these off to the side while I'm working here. Okay. So I'm just kind of skimming through here, trying to figure out what this has. And for the time being, we're just not going to worry about the rootless, which shouldn't be a problem anyway, because inside the container, it shouldn't know whether or not it's rootless. But it looks like it's just supporting a bunch of different package managers, grabbing key rings, validating files. Yeah, so this is one of those things that's just kind of odd to me. It seems, again, like security theater. I understand the historical reason for it. But look, you're going to go to your download URL, and then you're going to check that your GPG key for the download from the download URL matches the GPG key from the download URL. So this is actually bad. And let me explain why. Because you have download URL equals default download URL, right? Okay. So let's say that it seems like whatever you do, you would want to get your GPG key from a different download URL, right? So if you're getting your download from the official download, it seems like you'd want to get your GPG key from an unofficial or from the mirror, right? And if you're getting your download from the mirror, then you'd want to definitely get your GPG key from the original. Because if someone hijacks the download, which in theory is the reason that you're worried about the whole GPG signing thing, right? If somebody hijacks the download, do you think that they're going to be sophisticated enough to hijack your download, but not sophisticated enough to just run the GPG command and then re-sign their malicious binary? So that's why I say that this is security theater, because you're not actually verifying anything. Because in order to verify something, you need a side channel. You can't say, hey, are you Joe Smith? And the person says, yeah, I'm Joe Smith. Here's my signature. Oh, great. You know, it's like, have you ever had that situation? I don't think this happens anymore because things have changed in the last few years with the chip cards and the tap to pay. But there used to be this thing where cashiers would look at the back of your credit card, and if there wasn't a signature, they'd say, I need you to sign this. So you'd have to sign, you know, you sign your credit card in front of them so that they can verify that the signature that you write out on the receipt is the same as the signature on the credit card. They don't really do that anymore. But it was always theater. And that's, so anyway, that's just, I'm just pointing this out, that if you're going to have a download URL, your GPG key needs to be somewhere else. And the historic reason for this is with HTTP versus HTTPS. Because before there was HTTPS, you didn't get signing as part of the download, so it was possible for a man-in-the-middle attack. But here, it's just, if somebody exploits, you know, regardless, even if there's possibility for a man-in-the-middle attack, if you're downloading the GPG key from the same the unencrypted HTTP URL, then you're subject to the same man-in-the-middle attack. So when the man-in-the-middle gives you the malicious binary, guess what the man-in-the-middle is also going to do? He's going to give you the malicious key. So anyway. This is pertinent to discussions that have been happening in Dash recently. Just chilling, good to see you too. All right, says DJ. I am not Joe Smith. Signed some checks in my time. Yeah. Unsupported operating system Mac OS. Yeah, they want you to have an account to do that. Anyway, and some of this may not actually apply here because of the way that they're doing the apt releases URL. I don't know. All right, I'm going to go back here and we're going to do what? I think we just start Docker, fingers crossed. And we can go back through and, you know, and do the process that they just recommended. But I wanted to look through wherever that was. I've already lost it. But I wanted to look through that in particular because I wanted to see, let's see, apt get install, packages. I wanted to know, are they installing something special like the SE Linux or any of that? And it doesn't look like they are. And we could grab the rootless extras. We don't really need those right now for what we're going to do. Okay, we already got that information. Okay. Yeah, so I already so I just removed everything. So I could have run this, but it would have been nothing because look, Docker volume prune force. So I was forcing it to prune all volumes. Yeah, so all right, we'll see. deleted my configs, so I can't delete things. All right. So where's the actual Docker, Mabob? Docker. Okay. Where's binaries? Oh, right. I don't want to do that one, actually. Okay, we'll need this one in just a second, so let me pull that one over. All right, so sudo docker d. I don't want to do that because that'll just run it in the background and it'll put the messages in weird places. I'm having trouble with your stream lagging. No problem on a couple of others I just tested. Let me check and see what we got here. Frames drop 0. My bandwidth is excellent. Meaning it's over 9,000! Actually, it's slightly below 9,000. But I think it'll get to 9,000 in any particular moment. CPU is at 5.6%. My preview looks good. 30 frames. So on my end, everything looks perfect. I don't see any issues with the stream. I will just copy the link here. Whoops. I don't want to copy the text. I want to copy the link. Just as a matter of course. Okay, VPN kit, Docker rootless setup tool, rootless Docker proxy. Okay, Docker, rootless extras. All right, something like that. All right, so I've got ostensibly have the most raw, real version of Docker right here, right now. So no no middleman, no in between, no version that's lagging, 6 versions behind. So I should have the best that Docker has to offer, right? Yeah. So my guess is that if my stream is lagging, again, it's because I use a non-standard resolution, and so it gets a little deprioritized because I'm in between 1080p and 4K. I'm 1440p, which is not an officially supported resolution. So that might be why it's lagging. Okay, now what was I going to do? I was going to look up something specific. Ah, yes. I was going to just look up serviceman here. And we're going to do register Docker. So we're going to call this one Docker. And it's going to be Docker D. With no configuration, because I don't know what the configuration is supposed to be. I think I may have messed that one up in the caddy docs. I might need to go back and fix that. But it did show something about run Docker. Okay, Docker D does have some sort of config, maybe. I don't see config in here. Oh, config, it's right there. Okay, so this is going to be .config, docker, settings.json, then gator-p, config, docker, echo, config, docker, settings.json. Alright, so there we are. This should register. Okay, daemon.json. Oopsie loopsie. Let's change that. It's not settings. It's daemon. There we go. Failed. All right, let's see why Docker failed. That looks fine. Do we have any indication of why? Unable to configure. Okay. I've got another one here. Maybe it's just missing path. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. Whoopsie! Why does it need mail? Why does it have to install mail? Okay. What's up, Michael Cluster? Wait, is that... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Is that the same as XK, or is that different? No, it's the same as XK. Okay. We have that much in common. Yes, yes, we do. Hold on. Message on Discord I need to respond to. Talking about DNS, not DNS, do mean a domain reseller. Okay, so I was talking about what are the roadblocks to doing the domains, and I said there are. I said two, but I need to change that to a few. So one, you got to pay someone to build the software, and it's not going to be cheap software. You're gonna, I mean, if you're gonna do it right, if you're gonna build a reseller, you're gonna be putting in over $100K for that. You can get. You can start small or whatever, but you're going to end up spending $100,000 building a domain reseller. Between the actual integrating with the APIs, if you're going to build out a name server, which you probably do want to build out a name server for something like Dash, then you got to then anyway. So there is that. Hey, it's going to cost something. It's going to cost dollars and time, right? Or Dash and time. It's going to cost Dash and time. So, two, you got to get an agreement about the trade-offs from the community about where to host the name servers and the ethics and the morals and the technical challenges. So, the simplest thing to do would be to, I think the best thing to do would be to host it. On a mix. So don't host it on AWS or BNNA or DigitalOcean. Host it on AWS and BNNA and DigitalOcean. Because the more diversity you have in providers, the better. But there's, getting software to do that. Because right now, that's not profitable. There's nobody gets vendor lock-in if you build an abstraction that will host it on any cloud service, right? So I think that there are some services that do that. I'm forgetting what it is. I think one of HashiCorp's things has but I think in general, no, because in general, the tools that are being built, you configure them for one of the services, right? So you configure it either for AWS or for whatever else. I don't think that there are any tools on the market, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's any tools on the market that allow you to deploy to multiple services, multiple cloud providers, is what I mean, at the same time. So I think that that's the best set of trade-offs, is that you don't trust any particular provider, but again, somebody has the keys to the kingdom at the end of the day, which is the same with all of it, even the seed file that's in the SDK. And then 3, you do need a bank account to wire transfer a small amount of seed funds to get a better rate as a reseller, and that's something around the realm of $2,000. So somebody has to have access to the bank account, and they have to transfer that money over to I'd have to research it again. I don't really care to research it again, but if I were to research it again, I think I'd come up to the same conclusion that unfortunately the best rates you're going to get are through GoDaddy. And GoDaddy doesn't really have, for resellers, doesn't really have a pay-as-you-go model. You could pick one that has a more pay-as-you-go model. The problem with that is that it's a very slim margin business. So as long as you're a reseller and you're not a registrar, then you really need to cut those margins as much as you can. But if you do the reseller business for a while, then you can upgrade to a registrar and then your rates go down. You basically make $1 more per domain. But the best rates you're going to get, as far as I know, is through, it's not GoDaddy, but it's kind of like Google as Alphabet. Wild West Domains. Wild West Domains has the best rates for resellers if you put in the money to the account. And the thing is, it takes a few days to seed that, so you got to be doing it constantly, right? So there is some amount there where there's a little bit more overhead. So maybe that's not the best option for Dash. Maybe it's better to lose an extra 30 to 50 cents to do it in a more pay-as-you-go way, so it's not as hands-on with the bank account. We could get an online-only bank account through Mercury. I don't think that we can do automated wire transfers through them, though. Actually, let me double-check real quick. I actually have that open. Let's see. Mercury recipients. Creating a recipient. Checking, personal checking. Okay, international wire. ACH check, international wire. Okay, so that might not be such a bad deal. We could probably do fairly minimal KYC. Well, it's not really fairly minimal. Every time you get a bank, you're going to do the same amount. But yeah, no, because you have to upload your driver's license. You have to upload your business registration, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, essentially, then you're looking at having a shell company to front for Dash, which then there's going to be a fee on top of that because there's going to be issues that have to be handled. You know, registered agent, essentially, right? You're going to have a registered agent for the bank account is what it will amount to. And then with that, there are things that you are allowed and not allowed to do. I think if we kept it strictly to transferring to the domain service, then we'd be in the clear. But then when it comes time to cash out, get it connected to, say, I mean, I guess it should be fine if we get it connected to something like what's our partner for, I already forgot, for the transfers. Anyway, you know, there's stuff there. So yeah, there's stuff. All right. Now, what did I get wrong here? Did we redo the register, and then is it working now? Okay, now it's working. Not using native diff for overlay 2. So what can we do to solve that problem? I mean, I don't really care about it that much, but I do want to know what the solution is. Oh, naive and native. Got it. Okay, I'm not sure about that. I don't think that's a problem for us. At least not in the short term. Daemon completed initialization. Running in a user namespace. We're not doing user namespace right now. Right? BIP. Default bridge. Okay. That. It's a little confusing to me. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Maybe it does. That's the router. Let me just do an IPA real quick. Because what we should see here, yeah. So that's the router in between. Wait a minute. How did Docker... Oh! Okay, so Docker is choosing a local address. All right, well, this is good to know, actually. I think that... I don't think that this hurts us in this particular case, because that's actually similar to the IP address for the router for this. Okay. All right. Okay, so if all went well there, so let me go ahead and let me update the Webby issue here. Docker. Well, this one's interesting because it actually has two things that need to be downloaded as two URLs. Okay, so if all's well then, I should be able to now run the Hello World in Docker. So I don't remember where that went. I think it's just Docker run Hello World if I recall correctly. All right, so Docker run Hello World. Let me just add that into here. Okay. Hmm. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try this one then. That one didn't work. That's okay. Oh, yes. You know, I have tried this before. I mentioned this last time. Trying to get, apt to be quiet. I'm going to go ahead and copy these. I think maybe the thing that I didn't do that this is doing is the sh-c before trying to run this, which I guess is forcing it into like a second layer deep of indirection of subshell. Because I have not had success in getting apt to go into non-interactive mode, and I have tried doing the -QQ and the Debian front end non-interactive and da 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 da. Okay, and so then, oh. All right, let's get rid of that one. That's, now we've got a problem. Yeah, I don't really want to abort this. There we go. Apt-get should be non-interactive, and apt is for interactive mode. Oh! You know, I may have been using apt. That might be what the problem was. Thanks for that. And I think this is what I should have been doing. I think this is the documentation I should have come across last time. Oops. Ah, what did I do? Did I just closed out that window. I hit the wrong button. Hit W instead of V. Okay. Well, first of all, let's see, can we run Docker Hello World now? Well, this is a little confusing because last time we at least got this far. Oops. Oh. Oh, wait. I know what went wrong. This was simple thing. I forgot to enable nesting when I created the container. So we'll enable nesting and we'll reboot it. That's what's going on here. Okay, there we are. All right, so I can go back here. All right, let's see if this works now. Fingers crossed it will. Yes. Hallelujah. Oh, wait. I don't know where my sounds are anymore. There we go. That's the one. Okay, cool. I still do feel weird. I wonder if I got the Rona. Because the Rona does this to you. Where at first you just have a cold. And then you're fine. And then it hits you twice as hard. And you just feel like crap for no reason. And then it just drags on. That's the Rona. The Rona is the worst. Starts out like a cold. And then you get over it. And then you just get super, super tired. Like you just want to sleep for a week. And then you get the worst cough ever. Because, well, that's potentially the actual real COVID, which I won't say because YouTube and all that. But that's the real one. Is if you contract the disease, which would have to be diagnosed by a doctor, not something that you can be quote unquote tested for. You have to actually be diagnosed because it's a disease. not a virus, because a virus is not a disease. A virus can cause a disease if certain conditions are met. But essentially, if you end up with pneumonia, that's when you've got hardcore Rona. So, yeah, but like I slept most of the day today. Yesterday I felt fine. You know, Sunday I slept all day because Saturday I was kind of feeling ick. You know, Friday evening I was like, and then Saturday I was like, ick, and then Sunday I just slept all day. Monday I'm fine. You know, a little sneeze, a little cough, whatever. Tuesday I'm fine, a little cough, whatever. And then I wake up this morning, and then I go back to bed. So I may have gotten the Rona. Which, you know, I haven't experienced the Rona since the first time, because I got it. I didn't test positive for the antibodies or whatever, but now, you know, we know none of those tests were actually did anything. They were just all smoke screen. But anyway, but I'm pretty sure I got it before it was announced, because I had been meeting with people that had just flown in from California, that had, you know, been mixing with people that had been, you know, in San Francisco, China, you know, business, whatever. And then, yeah, so I think I was one of like the first, I don't know, 100,000 people to get it or something, probably, possibly. Because when I got it, man, it hit me. Well, I mean, again, I don't have any proof that that's what it was, but there's no way that I didn't get it. I mean, I never did any. Well, then again, maybe because I never did anything they said do. Maybe I didn't get it. But no, I'm pretty sure I got it before they even announced it. I think I got it. I can't remember what month it was. But yeah, I think I was one of the originals. Because I had the worst cold of my life, and it went into pneumonia, and I was, you know, down for a few days, and then I was fine for a week, and then I was out for 2 weeks. Or something similar. Maybe not full 2 weeks, but it was, yeah. It was the worst. Okay, so now we have that done. Now we're going to go do this again. So we're going to go grab Dashmate again. I've had the human malware about 3 to 4 times in total now. Nothing recent, though. Yeah. But do you really get it multiple times like that? I mean, I guess there was a period in time when there was a lot of variations. And I guess depending on which variation you get, you got was said a lot for what variation you were going to be susceptible to next. And since I got the OG, I don't think I got it again, but now it's been a couple of years. It's had various mutations. My understanding is that now the latest version of it is extremely mild, because it, you know, of course, is going to adapt to be the thing that it would be counterproductive to kill people from an evolutionary standpoint. So it can't do that. Okay, Dashmate. All right. So here we are. Sorry. So I got the whole Docker thing set up, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the one that I already had before I ran the script again, that would have worked. My problem was the nesting. But it took me having to, you know, redo to figure that out. And then I don't want to try to uninstall it. I guess I could uninstall it and then just re-add the other one to the path. But I'm not going to do it right now. We're in a good spot. We're just going to run this. Yeah, I think I got something. I've heard some other people complaining about the next round of human malware. Nicely said. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops, I did it. No, I wanted to do the dash one. Set up dash main. There we go. But yeah, I'm surprised at, like, I feel like I could sleep again right now. Okay. So back to this. Let's just see if we can run it. Ben dashmate. And then I forget what it was that I did. I guess that's why I've got it documented here in this issue. All right. So we're going to do this. Bloop. So this should be completely automated, not ask me any questions, right? Oh, dang it. No, that's not the right one. Dang it. Docker install. Just going through the sleeps. There we go. Okay, so here we are, finally. A bit longer in than I expected. But I'll be surprised if I don't get the same error that I did last time. It'll be good if I don't get the same error as I did last time, but I will be surprised. Okay. I don't know why I didn't get the same error, but I didn't get the same error. So I don't know what went wrong last time. But whatever. All right. There we go. See, this is a better mute experience, right? because then, so that's dinner time. I'm going to go in, and honestly, I'm just having this crash. I mean, I slept most of the day. I got up, I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling better, but I'm having a crash, so I don't know if I'm going to be back on or not. I may just go back to sleeping again. But I don't know what went wrong the first time. Yeah, who knows? There was obviously there was some file somewhere. Yeah. It worked out. I'm just going to copy this. Okay. Now this time, the Docker that's actually running, so if we look at that service file, we're kind of in a weird place. But if we look at the service file, this is my service file. So the Docker that it's actually running is, let's see. Okay, it is user bin docker d. That's the Docker that it's actually running. But we could try it the other way. I think it would work. So if I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, so we've cleared this one out of the way. All right, all right, confirmed. Oh, whoops. Looks like I didn't enable the UTF-8 characters in this one. I don't know what was different between these two installs because they were both fresh installs of Docker. The one I played around with the UID GID mapping bit to try to satisfy the user Docker or whatever. So I don't know exactly what that's about. But it didn't affect it this time. But then again, I ran his root, but whatever. It's working. Thanks. I don't know what's different between the two tries. Because the first time, if you go back and you watch the video, like I ran it and it asked me questions, and I gave it a node count of 5 instead of 3 because I guess I just didn't see that the default was 3, or it wasn't showing the default. I'm not sure if it was a color issue, or it was like a gray on black or navy on black kind of thing, where I didn't see the 3, but I couldn't tell what the default value was, so I hit 5 and then hit enter. But okay, everything, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to discover what was different between the attempts. So I have no advice for anyone who encounters the same issue except to reinstall from scratch. Which is why we use containers and VMs to manage such complex software. All right. Well, that's a wrap. Well, that is cool. Well, this is not the DevNet. This is the Regtest. I will go on to the DevNet. I'm going to do the ProRegTx because Quantum Explorer, no, not Quantum Explorer, Pasta had some stuff for me. Well, basically, I mean, similar thing, right? Maybe it was because testnet was down or something. Maybe testnet was down and that caused it to get in a funky state, or, I mean, who knows? Who knows? No, it couldn't have been testnet was down because this is Regtest. So I don't know, because I purged all of the stuff out of Docker. I purged Dashmate. I purged Docker. Now, if there was another directory, like a .local or a .share or something like that, but usually when there's a .whatever, when it's not using the Unix standard file system hierarchy, but it's doing the bespoke stuff, usually that's not a mix and match. So it'd be weird if it had a .dashmate and then also a .local or a .config or a application support or, whatever it is. So yeah, having removed all of the containers, all of the volumes, purged all the volumes, who knows why or how, but again, maybe the volume prune wasn't good enough, but I'd already removed all the containers. I stopped everything, removed everything, killed everything multiple times, removed all the images, removed all the volumes, pruned the system, including the volumes, force, so whatever was left behind between the two attempts, only God knows. But yeah, all right. So closed out that issue. I mean, I've got apparently reproducible steps here for how to get this working. So there's that. But I will go ahead and link over here to this one. And then I'll try to make it back after dinner. We'll see. I am feeling really woozy. Not so woozy that I can't think straight to get some work done, but I just feel strange. That's the best way for me to put it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks XK for the support, and I'll catch y'all later. Adios.